everybody in Nanna Fairyland. Here's ShiraLi to read you another story. Today's story I'm going to read, The Children's Paradise. Oh, look, lots of butterflies on here. Let's see what it says. Thousands of years ago, when the world was still very young, a young boy lived in the children's paradise. His name was Epimeteo. All the other children had friends, but Epimeteo was lonely. One day, a stranger took a young girl from a faraway country to the home of Epimeteo. She was also lonely, and her name was Pandora. The first thing that Pandora noticed in Epimeteo's home was a beautiful wooden box. What's in that box, Epimeteo? She asked. I don't know what's in there, Epimeteo answered. It's a secret. A strange man brought it here. He was wearing a green coat and a large hat. He was carrying a walking stick that looked like two snakes. He said that we may never open the box. Oh, it sounds as though it might have been the same man who brought me here, Pandora said. In those days, the world was still a wonderful place to live. There was no disease or sadness, and all the children did all day long was to play and sing and laugh. They never had arguments, and they had no worries at all. But the box made Pandora wonder. What could it be in there? Why are we not allowed to open it? I don't know why we may not open it. I only know that we may not, Epimeteo answered. He became bored with Pandora's questions about the box. One day, he even went out to play on his own. He'd never gone out on his own before, but that day he decided that he did not want to listen to Pandora's questions any longer. As soon as Pandora was left alone, she sat down in front of the box and she stared at it. Shouldn't I open it just for a few seconds to see what's inside? She wondered. She imagined seeing one of the beautiful carved figures on the box turning into an ugly one that snared at her. Then suddenly she heard voices from the box. The voices were saying, "Please let us out! Pandora! Do not be afraid. Nothing can happen to you. Don't take any notice of Epimeteo. You are cleverer than him. Open the box and see what's inside." Oh, there's Epimeteo going outside. The box was tied up with a thick rope. I wish I knew how to untie the rope, Pandora thought. Then I would have been able to open the box and close it again before Epimeteo came back. She took the rope in her hands. As soon as she touched the knot, it suddenly untied itself. Pandora began to feel very scared. She did not know why she was feeling that way, for she did not know what was it to feel guilty, because she'd never done anything wrong before. Pandora only knew that she felt as though she would rather run away than stay in the house any longer. She tried to tie the knot again, but she didn't know how. Suddenly she heard the voices again. "Pandora! Pandora! Please open the box! We will do you no harm." What's that? Meanwhile, Epimeteo felt lonely without Pandora. He was no longer cross with her, and he weaved a crown of flowers for her. He was feeling sad But since he did not know what sadness was, he only knew that he wanted to go back to Pandora. As he was walking home, the skies fell with dark clouds. By the time he reached home, it was so dark that he could see nothing at all. Thunder roared over the children's paradise at the very moment when Pandora opened the box. Hundreds of ugly, creepy creatures swarmed out of the box. One of them stung Epipitimo, and he shouted, "Ouch! They're stinging me! You naughty girl! Why did you open the box?" Pandora started to sob and sob bitterly. All the ugly things the world knows today, bad thoughts, worries, pain and sorrow, had been in that box. Pandora had let them out into the world. For a few days nobody smiled. The flowers withered, the leaves fell to the ground, and the sun stopped shining. Many children turned into old people. Pandora was still crying, and Epitimo was still scolding her when they heard another voice coming from the box. "Please open the box, children. You will see that the world is not completely dark if you just let me out." At first, Pandora was too scared to open the box again. But then Epipitimo helped her to lift the lid of the box. Let's see what's going on. A small creature that looked like a butterfly came out of the box. She smiled at them and said, "My name is Hope. I was locked in the box with all those ugly creatures so that I could comfort the people when the box would be opened and the creatures would escape. I will stay with you always as long as the people on earth need me. At times it will seem as though I have left you, but I will always come back. Always trust me." Perhaps it was a good thing that Pandora opened the box. For although pain and sorrow was let out into the world, hope has also been given to us. And what would we have done with no hope? And that all happened in the children's paradise. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you keep full of hope. No pain and no sorrow. Hope and smiles